We work with people like Eddie Redmayne, who recently won his Oscar. His first telly job was Doctors. Emilia Clarke from Game of Thrones, she did it. That was her only other telly job before that. We also get to work with people like Sylvia Sims, who was in Ice Cold in Alex, and Brian Blessed, and just loads of household names. It's a really nice place to work. We've worked with quite a lot of doctors, as in from Doctor Who. A few of those have been on the show. A few of the guys from Star Wars, those kind of things. So it's a nice place to come hang out and meet your idols. So what we're going to do today is hopefully demonstrate to you a little bit of what it is that we film. Just to warn you in advance, although it looks like there's quite a few of us here, we're missing a few departments that we didn't bring with us because they can't be trusted out in public. So who we're missing is the costume department, the people that look after the clothes. So they will do clothes, jewellery, watches, those kind of things. That's what they do. The makeup department, I don't know if any of you have seen the makeup guys doing cuts and bruises down there. So we have makeup with us as well. Or somebody just gave you a right good smack. And we also have on board design. Design look after basically anything that doesn't have a pulse. So they look after all the vehicles, all the things that you can see, all these props, all the dressing, all that. That all comes from the design department, the art department. They also look after all the photos and things, so anytime you see posters or any of those kind of things in the show, that all comes from them. None of those are here for you today. However, the people that are here are all the cool kids that you will want to hang out with. So if you can introduce yourself, sir.
I'm Paul, I'm a boom operator. I just help recording all the dialogue on set.
So if you ever see those guys with the long poles with the microphone on the end, that's one of these boom poles, as you can see behind Paul. They've all generally got one shoulder much bigger than the other and terrible curvature of the spine, aged about 40. So it's a very physically demanding job and one which doesn't really get the thanks it deserves. So that's Paul, our boom swinger. Next to him.
Hi everyone, my name's Joel. I operate the cameras on Doctors. Sometimes not all year round, to kind of come in and go out and stuff, do the productions as well. And that is my job.
Excellent. We're going to skip past this lady. This is Mr. Ian Midlane, who plays Dr. Al Haskey. Now, some of you probably don't realise, but he won his role in a competition. He didn't, I made that up. And we'll skip this lady as well, because we're all from the same department, and we'll move on to this chap here.
Hello, I'm Tom. I'm another camera operator. Doctors is a multi-camera shoot, so they need two of us on set most of the time.
Now he has changed his shirt, but this morning Tom was wearing the Ladies Fit BBC shirt with blouse on shoulders, so you missed out on a bit of a treat there, but if you ask him nicely he might pop it on later on. And finally, from the tech crew lurking in the corner over there.
Hi, my name's Stephen. I'm the sound recordist, so I have to listen to the booms, the microphones, make sure everything's okay, and make sure the levels are alright.
So yeah, we're all right on Doctors with contemporary sounds, because obviously it's set in a contemporary world, so things like helicopters, car alarms, those kind of things are all fine. When it goes over the dialogue, it becomes a problem, so if you've ever been bothered by us telling you to turn off your leaf blower, pneumatic drill, or any of those kind of things, that's why. It's because when we edit it together, we need the sound to be consistent all the way through, because otherwise you get no all the way through the take. So the sound supervisor looks after all the sound, tears his hair out over people's mobile phones and those kind of things. So that's what Steve does. And we'll go this way first.
Hi, I'm Kate. I'm a floor runner. I'm part of the assistant directing department, and I help out on set wherever needed, and I look after the artists.
And over here.
I'm Rach. I'm a second assistant director, so I work behind the scenes back at base and costume making and the artists.
So. As a fellow assistant director myself, we are very much the unsung heroes. I've been going on about it all day. They've heard this speech several times before, but there's no Oscar for assistant directors, so if you could all lobby the Academy and get that set up, that would be great. But basically, all the departments work on their own department, and the ADs plug in all the gaps. So you've got a lot of people thinking about a lot of things, not thinking about how to cross roads or get into a car on time. So basically that's our job, is to get everyone where they need to be. We're very much the school teachers of the showbiz world, and in exchange for that we get to carry walkie-talkies, ladies and gentlemen, which also, if you're familiar with E.T., double up well as guns for those boring afternoons. So what we're going to do today, guys, we're going to run through a little scene. As I say, we're already a bit light-handed, but you might notice we're going to film a two-handed scene, so a little two-hander, which two people talk to each other. You might notice we're 50% deficient in the acting department. There's quite a big hole here. So what we need is a gentleman, subtle, What we need is a gentleman to play Mr. Butterworth. Would anybody like to play Mr. Butterworth? Would you like to come and be Mr. Butterworth? No, come and be Mr. Butterworth. Come on down. I've got a job for you, don't worry. Except for the actors. Now, we're not going to do that because most of you won't come back again. You'll get lost somewhere around the mailbox and you'll have to end up working here. So what we do is we send the actors off, they will run the lines together, and that's just basically them working out what the other person's going to say and how they're going to say it, and just making sure that they're happy with the scene as it is before they show it to anybody. Once they're happy with the lines, what we'll do is we'll rehearse it, and that's basically rehearsing with the cameras and these boom mics. You can actually follow what's going on. There's this camera at the back of the room which is doing a big wide. Unfortunately you can't see that one, but it's basically the same as what you can see with your eyes. That's what that camera can see. So you'll see the backs of all your heads. So if, like me, you're going a bit shiny, now's the time to get the powder out. But these two cameras you'll be able to watch. So Joel, can you give us a little wobble?
Oh, sorry. We can discuss your
There's my
vowels
baby
at
heat there.
length.
And
Thank you very
on
much.
this side is Tom.
Fair 10 minutes this is supposed to be. I haven't had 5 yet.
So you'll be able to see which one of the cameras is doing which. And a popular game, and one of your responsibilities is if you see the boom mic dip in, I want you to shout boom as loud as you can, okay? Now, ideally if you can make the camera operators jump, and you'll see the lens bump. But if you see the boom start to come in at the top there, feel free to shout boom in, because that means it's no good to us and we'll have to do it again. So that's our number one responsibility in game for you. But obviously, if you watch it, guys, you can compare what's happening in the reality with what's happening on there. We will record it, so if anybody wants a copy of this one that we're filming, just come and see me afterwards. Give us your email address, and we'll email it to you when it's done, and you can have that to share with your nearest and dearest. We'll use the blackmail tool around the festive period when it's present buying. We'll also do some. You can grab a photo with the guys afterwards. We've got Laura Rollins just here, who plays Nurse Aisha Lee. They're alternating Bradley, so she's not in this scene, but we'll have a photo with them afterwards. Because of all the lights and stuff, we would ask that you go out of that door, don't come this way. If you go out of that door, we'll have the guys meet you out in the corridor for photos. We'll do that at the end. There's also going to be an opportunity for questions at the end, but if you have any questions in the interim, feel free to ask them, because we'd rather deal with them on it as they come up.
Yeah, get as close as you need to be.
We all ask that question. We all get that way
Now,
around.
one of the most important jobs, when I said we were missing a few people, one of the people we were missing is the first assistant director, so that's going to be your job, sir, and your job is going to be, when I point at you, you're going to shout in your clearest Oxford English, action. So should we have a practice?
Action.
Well done, maybe a bit louder.
Action.
Perfect. So he's going to be shouting action, and we have one final job, which is there's a sound effect in this scene which ordinarily would be created in post-production, but today we're going to be doing it live. So does anybody have any experience whoopee cushion wrangling?
Andy.
Yeah, should we do it?
Yeah,
So now, just to warn you, we've tried this earlier and it's not brilliant. So if you want to have practice about making noise, we found the best way to do it was to drop it on the floor and just stand on it.
Okay.
But yeah, just squash it under your foot. Perfect. Now, it comes right towards the end of the scene. A line, something to do with pain, isn't it? I'm amazed I haven't memorised this yet. Yes. So Mr. Butterworth, located here, will say, "Well, what's this pain then?" And you will do that, but I will point to you at the same time as well. So we'll have a cue.
Yeah.
So we've got our man who's going to shout action. We've got our live sound effect, and our only other thing will come in the next part. But we'll rehearse in the interim. So we'll rehearse it and make sure everything's working. I'm going to say, keep your eyes out for the booms and just see what you think of everything. Okay, everyone happy to rehearse?
Yes, boss.
Happy, Anne?
Yes.
Excellent.
And we can go wrong, can't we?
You can absolutely go wrong. It's actively encouraged. It's what we spend our working hours doing. Okay, I have a very responsible job for somebody, which is to put on this clapperboard. Now, I'll give you the backstory of what the clapperboard is. The editors aren't with us on the day, so they've got no idea what we've been filming. So they rely on these to tell them what we've been filming. So it'll have a slate, basically, is a go. That's what it is. So every time we have another go, that number goes up by 1. It will also contain the scene number, the date, all that sort of information. If you ever wondered what the purpose of it is, why they use them, have you ever watched a YouTube video and the sound and the picture aren't lined up properly? So they go, hello? That's basically what this is for, is that the editor can see, he'll look for when the jaws touch together, and he'll line that up with the sound of the clap, and then you know that the picture and the sound are joined together. That's what the clapperboard is for. So would anybody like to come and clap the clapperboard? Yes, you're very keen, come on. What's your name, sir?
Nathan.
Nathan. Right, Nathan, what you're going to do, it's a very responsible job. You're going to stand here, and you're going to show the board to Joel's camera over there, and then you're going to show the board to Tom's camera just there, and then you're going to read out slate 5, take 1, and let that happen, right? Do you want to practice? So, hold it up high, show it to Joel, now spin all the way around and show it to Tom, and then turn it so it's facing the audience, and say...
Slate 5, take 1.
Perfect, that's going to be amazing. Okay. Okay, here we go then, guys. For rehearsal, stand by.
Oh, Andy, nothing started yet for him.
Good spot though, team.
Okay, camera set.
Okay, here we go. Stand by for rehearsal and
Action.
Right, I can't see anything in there, Mr. Butterworth.
Well, that's very strange.
No spider eggs, no earwigs, no pipe cleaners.
But I was so sure.
Just wax. Good old earwax. I would recommend some eardrops.
Do I need some prescriptions for that?
No, just the over-the-counter ones will be fine. You know, in future, it's probably not a good idea to try and pick your brains out with a pipe cleaner. No good will come of that.
But I did feel something crawling.
I know the feeling.
Beg your pardon?
Right, so is that it?
Well, we haven't discussed my bowels yet.
If you make another appointment, we can discuss your bowels at length another time. But thank you very much for coming in.
Oh, that's not fair. I'm meant to have 10 minutes. I know the rules.
That's right.
Oh, sorry.
Sorry, I'm ad-libbing.
Go on, let's go from there again.
That's not fair. I'm supposed to have 10 minutes. We haven't had 5 yet.
Yeah, you see, Mr. Butterworth, there's nothing wrong with you, so that's been 5 minutes of my time wasted.
But now you're just being rude.
I thought that was a boo for a minute. Boo! Where are we?
Hold on a minute.
Yeah, or, I may be being rude. Or it could be that I'm making time for people who are actually ill.
But I might be ill. I've got all the symptoms and you haven't heard them all yet.
All right, you've been on the internet again, haven't you, Mr. Butterworth?
I have.
And what does Dr. Google say?
He says I've got bowel cancer.
Despite the fact that you had a colonoscopy last month.
Well, these tests can be wrong, you know.
Which I sent you for at great expense to the NHS because you insisted upon it, and the results came back saying that you were clean as a whistle.
But what's this pain then?
I think you've answered your own question. Thanks very much for coming, Mr. Bates.
Thank you.
Go ahead.
I just want to stop people from the class here. Is that alright? You sure? Yeah. Quick, go.
Just like the TARDIS, people don't realise the size of opportunities there are here at the BBC.
Are you happy?
Do one more. Go back a little bit.
Go on, get your first. Do you want to let me take it now?
Come on.
Just like the TARDIS, people don't realise the size of opportunities there. Start again. Just like the TARDIS, people don't realise the size of opportunities there are here at the BBC.
Hello! Hi. Yeah. What are you doing?
Yeah. For like recruiting new talent. We're
Yeah.
looking for a lot more girls to come into engineering.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, okay, cool.
Bye, nice to meet you.
Bye.
Oh, sorry, I was just going to shout now.